Howdy gamers, how's it going? Howdy gamers, how's it going? I have not made a video in a minute. So I kind of want to explain why I'm not fucking uploading right now. And I have been asked quite a few times, two questions, which are usually, did you fucking kill yourself? Um, or did you please don't quit YouTube? Did you quit YouTube? And I just would like to say I'm not dead. and, um, I it's because the last couple of videos, like almost last month or two, were kind of depressing, and I would be lying if I said I wasn't dealing with some level of mental health stuff. For the most part, I'm doing pretty well. I think if you would compare me now to a normal person, then you'd be like, oh, he's fucked. But if you compare me to like where I was 4 years ago, it's pretty fucking good. For the first time in my life, I'm doing pretty well financially. I've never in my life had money where I'm like, oh, I don't need to constantly stress about money. If an emergency happens, I'm okay. It's literally never happened. I've always had to like have to borrow money from people if an emergency happens, and that's or like try to scrape by and like do some grimy fucking shit and not grimy like I'm selling drugs, but just like additional work stuff like finding odd jobs to do like mowing lawns just to get by, and that was never good. So that's nice. And for the most part, I think I was becoming incredibly open about this emotional side of me that I don't think is good that I was doing that. It was very detrimental. I've kind of always been this person where I have talked kind of it's not like I'm two-faced, but the way I speak to myself in my mind in the way I speak to myself in my own mind is wildly different than how I would speak to people about myself. And that broke. And so what I began doing was I began speaking to other people about myself in the same way that I speak to myself normally, which I treat myself like fucking garbage. Like, I hate myself, but I'm okay. I'm just kind of a pessimist. It's not that I'm miserable. It's just that I'm not the type of person when I hear like, oh, you're doing great today, that doesn't make me feel better. I feel like shit. I feel even worse than doing that. But if I tell myself like, hey, fat ass, you need to get out of the bed and go do something, then that's actually the kind of shit that motivates me. And it's not like I'm depressed. I really don't think I know what being depressed is like, and I'm not depressed. I was just kind of going through some troubles, figuring out some shit, and it also kind of noticing like, oh, I've been actively doing shit on YouTube for a year now. I've spent a year of my life almost exclusively working on YouTube stuff in my free time, and I have consistently fucked it up the entire time. And I'm not just going to keep I'm not going to let myself be nice to myself. And so I was like, okay, I want to transition towards higher quality content. And the reason this is just coming is because I need to explain why there's no fucking uploads. I'm getting asked a lot. There's some people worrying. So I want to switch to higher quality uploads. And a big reason it took so long is because I was working on a video talking about my fucking emotions again. And I got like 3 weeks into it. It was, let me give you an exact fucking word count. But I had the entire video planned out, the background music, how I would visually present it, all that stuff. And it ended up being, I'm getting the word count up now. The rough outline is currently 3,900 words. And I had the music planned out. I had how it was going to be visually aided. I've got a lot of, and then I realized, like, no, fuck that. 3 weeks of progress right in the drain. You know what was, I don't know. I was working a lot in that fucking video. It was easily over 100 hours that I spent on it, and I just threw it right in the fucking drain because I'm like, I need to. There is a lot of times you can find excuses to not do something you want to do because you're like, oh, I'll do this then. You'll keep pushing it off. Like, when in reality, the best situation in most things is to do it right fucking now. It's that can relate to so much shit, even if it's like a video game. I play a lot of World of Warcraft because I'm a fat piece of shit, and a lot of people ask me like, oh, is it okay to come play the game right now? And I'm like, fuck, it right now is as good as there will ever be. The longer you wait, the worse it's gonna fucking be. So I try to kind of live that, and and so that was a fucking problem. And so I kind of started taking it away from YouTube. Like, okay, I need to fucking not be open about my emotions and shit. Like, this is a problem. And then I was still being that way to certain people, and it was just fucking annoying them. Like, And, you know, that entire video I was actually talking about loneliness. So the fact that my own being open about my own emotions and constantly, like, doing that to the people, it piss them off. Like, it's pissed off multiple people now. And it makes me want to fucking punch a hole in the wall because it's no one's fault but my own. You can probably hear this fucking cat. Oh, come here, honey. I got a cat. I can't have a dog right now. You okay? You want down? Okay. And so that's probably annoying as shit, but I don't really care about the quality of this video. This is really just, there's gonna be shit like that, too. Good fucking timing, asshole. But yes, there's the... Probably can't see her too much. Alright, the food's going over here, I guess. So, I've been really busy, both through just kind of dealing with my emotions in gaming, and, just kind of escaping it and trying to figure shit out. And I'm pretty sure I'm at a pretty big argument to myself. Like, it's, do I want to continue streaming, or do I want to make higher quality stuff? And I need to stop fucking having these midlife crises where I constantly dedicate myself to one thing and then I just drastically switch it up. That's easily been the thing that's fucked me over the most on YouTube, is that I'll try a certain type of content and I'll realize, oh, this isn't as much as I fucking like it to be. But I think I've pretty easily figured out my favorite thing by far is streaming. But I've got to figure out. But I really like making the higher quality stuff too. And I've got like another video lined up that I don't really even want to talk about, but it's another documentary type video, but it's almost like a proper documentary type one. It isn't like Tom Breyer where I'm just some asshole that's harassing people online for information. But like I'm actually going out in person because a lot of this COVID stuff is being lifted. All the like the mask mandate just got lifted in my town about a week ago. So I don't know, it's weird. Because I think if people... Because, just to put it... Okay, so stream highlights on YouTube do garbage. And I don't think my stream highlights are good. I think they could be done a lot better. But I think... I debate how worth it is sticking to that. Because it's like, yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's my favorite thing to do. Yeah, I could improve on it. But it's like, holy fuck, that is an oversaturated market on YouTube. Really, really badly. And I think always a thing, like, how I always found my success was on YouTube. The bit I've had was, please don't get on my monitor, honey. Come here. I know. Come here. Was through finding these things that people wanted very badly. And so whether that's through like the mic guides, and I just a lot of times look at like, oh, this is a thing I want, and when I went out to go do it, okay, so I usually want to learn about something, and when I find that thing I want to learn, and I'd realize, oh, no one's teaching anyone how to do this, and that's how every single one of the things I've done have been proper. So that's how every single thing I've done is done well. So you look at the Tom Breyer video, which is my only successful video other than the Funny Mike ones, which makes me feel a lot fucking better. I love the Funny Mike videos, but just seeing that like I'm capable of something else is nice. Or at least some sort of proof that I'm capable. And so, you know, the Funny Mike videos is like, oh, this is like, I wanted to figure out how to make my mic. It was just like a fucking year ago. I had a friend ask, hey, I think, if I remember correctly, it's like I had Calc ask, like, or no, I just wanted to fucking joke around with a friend. I tried looking up a guide on how to make your mic bad, and I'm like, no one had a guide, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just figure it out myself, and then that's how those videos happened, and then they popped off. And then the Tom Breyer one, I'm like, I really like Tom Breyer, and I keep hearing really cryptic shit going on, or like really vague stuff, and I'm like, what is going on? And I kind of started diving deeper. I'm like, oh shit. Like, it story was really, really fucking, it was a lot. It was a hell of a lot of, it was a hell of an emotional, beautiful story, as painful as it is for him, but there's a shitty, I don't know if I want to say business side because YouTube isn't even my job, but there's almost like a business side of a story where you have to look like, oh, this is a beautiful story. Even if it's tragic like Tom Breyer, where you're like, oh, there is a high amount of potential for some sort of narrative take on this and for someone to compile all this information. I hope that doesn't sound too removed because I do care very deeply about him, and I didn't do it to make, I obviously didn't fucking do it to make money. And so, there's just, you have to just kind of look at it like that. So, because of all that, I really don't think stream highlights is where I'm going to do anything with. As much as I love doing that, that's easily my favorite thing. Like, nothing even comes close to that. I just by my own judgment, and I don't think I've literally had a single person that's like, hey, you'll do really well on YouTube by uploading stream highlights. Like, no one's I don't think anyone has ever said that, but I have had dozens and dozens and dozens of people that look at like the Tom Breer video or some of the more serious ones, and they're like, hey man, if you can make shit like this and keep improving on this, like there's a real place for this. And it's been proven through just how well those videos do, and so that is what I'm going to go through with. Just because I scrapped a really high effort video as I was pretty much almost fucking done with it, pretty much short of recording and editing, which my creative process of making a video, especially high effort one, is weird. Like the Tom Breer one, I kept reading information and digging more and more, and I'd think about it. It's like, let's say I'm driving home from work, I would think about the video, and I'd almost make the video in my head before I'd ever really record and edit it. So I almost entirely have a video made before I even sit down to record it. And so I have it almost all recited inside of my head, like what I want to talk about. And it's so weird. I don't think that's normal at all. My brain's just weird. So that's 90% of what I do on a video, and then the other 10% I can usually get done in like a week with a higher effort vid. So yeah, and I had that entirely done with the loneliness vid, the 3-week one. I want to spend like 3 weeks on that, got scrapped. It was in reality, it was in works for months, but like I really started spending every day for about 3 weeks working on it. Hopefully the cat isn't too loud. I feel like I might have repeated myself pretty bad in this recording, but I'm not doing multiple takes. This video, I was about to say this video might get unlisted once I upload a video. There is a chance, and I'm not decided on this, and if you got this far into this piece of shit video, then I would probably appreciate your input. I'm literally the only person. So I've had people IRL tell me one way, and then people online tell me another. So my inclination, I never like deleting things because they're like embarrassing, or I'm afraid someone's going to find them. Like I really like holding on to stuff on YouTube in case just anyone's curious, even if like I have some videos that are fucking garbage and I just keep them up anyways. Like I don't give a shit. It's a lot of that came from the regret of when I was younger and I made a whole bunch of videos my whole childhood and none of those lived. And so I wish I just unlisted them or still had access to the channel or like never took them down, but I'm pretty close to unlisting almost all of my YouTube videos. I'm pretty sure I'll leave up the Funny Mike ones because that'll murder my fucking channel if I take those down. But I am currently needing to contact people where I'm like, hey, I plan on making more serious. Where I'm trying to... It's not like I'm a different person, but I'm coming to them with a different tone. And I'm like, hey, it's hard to not give specific. Let's talk about the Tom Breer ones, because I made that one. Okay, so I went to make the Tom Breer video, and I was trying to contact people that I needed information from, and I got I don't mean to say anything negative about Tom's friends. They are very great and loving people. They've done a hell of a lot, way more than I did. And but I tried to contact quite a few of his friends, and none of them fucking responded to me. And I think a big problem was that I DM'd them my YouTube channel, and I think they'd be like, "Oh, who is this guy making a video? Let's make a video on Tom Breer." And then they click my video and be like, "Oh, his most recent upload, he was twerking." So it's becoming a problem where I'm trying to make more serious stuff sometimes, and then I try to contact people, and then I show them my channel, and they're like, "Ugh," and then they're done with me. Which is completely fair. So I've got to make a very hard decision of to unlist all the videos, and I'm tempted to, just unlist. I'll just unlist them, fuck it, and then just, I don't know, put them in a playlist so that way people can watch them if they want. They'll still be there to watch, it's just not going to be in the upload part, it'll be in some unlisted archive playlist. I'm not going to make a second channel. I fucking hate second channels. Like, what is it, fucking 2008, cunt? So yeah, I don't know. I'm curious what more people think about this, because I've spoken to quite a few people in person, mainly just my family, and then they're like, yeah, a lot of your videos are kind of fucking garbage. They were nicer than that, but they're like, hey, I don't know. It's like a business decision. I don't like that. I'm just curious on people's input. It almost seems like something I need to do. So, I don't know. It's hard, though. Even though it's something I feel like I need to do, it still doesn't make the decision easier. So, yeah. I think that's everything. Um, I really miss uploading on YouTube. I think the thing about higher effort stuff that I don't like is I'm gone for so long. I love fucking like reading comments and like seeing what people have to say and like having that close relationship with an audience. I know there's literally anyone ever will be like, that's unhealthy, but I have fun. Who fuck it? Who cares? I like it. It doesn't feel like it's something negative on my mental health, because when I get too personal, which I did, I can kind of, okay, like, oh, I fucked up there. I need to kind of not play a character, but I need to definitely have fucking boundaries. Those were gone. So I need to have boundaries, and I think the hardest thing, I'm keep fucking ranting, I'm sorry. And so I think the hardest thing about, you know, longer uploads is that I just feel fucking like lonely. Like, I like uploading on YouTube. I have so much fun. And I like all of it. I love all of it. I like making thumbnails. I like writing down stuff. I like the recording part. I like the editing part. There's no part of it I don't look forward to. And when I'm doing a higher effort video, sometimes I could be working on the script alone for like a month straight. And I'm like, fuck. And I start getting like cravings to do other parts. So like, I'll make quick little memes to send to friends whenever I get a craving to edit. Or sometimes I'll just make dumb shit on GIMP if I'm getting tempted to make a thumbnail, and I'll just make shitty fucking memes. Or sometimes I actually have a whole bunch of recordings where I just sat there talking to the camera almost like a journal that I just deleted them. I just was like, I miss recording stuff. So I don't know. I've got a lot of really hard fucking decisions. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't fucking know if I can ever. It's like this fucking hard part of me, right? It's you've got this fucking hard decision where it's like I keep realizing what I can do well with on YouTube, but they all seem to just not be what I naturally want to do. I love doing that. I would murder someone for my day job to be like making documentaries, but it's hard because YouTube isn't my fucking job. I don't make much money from this. And which is fair. Like, most of my shit gets demonetized now. It didn't used to, but almost everything I upload now gets demonetized. Oh, I need to mention this. I'm fucking ranting so much. The Tom Breer video, it is making an insane amount of money. It's making like 5 times more per view than any other video I had. I think it's in the highest bracket. There's someone on YouTube who I think pulled a fucking string, because the rest of my channel is in the lowest ad bracket, and I'm pretty sure that's in the highest ad bracket. It's making so much money, which is I'm really, really happy about. So that's fucking, whoever at YouTube did that, I fucking love you. Because that was so cool of you to do. So I don't know. I don't think I've been on YouTube long enough to be really jaded about it. So I'm just mostly, I don't really get that upset. Yeah, back on track though. It's hard to make the decision between higher effort videos and lower effort ones, because I just fucking, it's like I see what I find success in, and then I see like what I want to do, and it's always weird. The things that do well are always like, I just want to fuck around and do something randomly. Like the Tom Breer one, I was just like, that's just something that seems like fun to do. But I never thought like, oh, I'm gonna transition into making videos like this. That's something I thought after the success came. And so it's weird, because it's not like I'm just like going and working a shitty grimy job. It's like picking, I don't know. I think the part that would piss me off too about streaming, I'll be honest, I think I was good at streaming. like I felt like I was good at it. I feel like my streams were way better than my other videos. Just, I mean, obviously, like, if you take one video and compare it to one other video, then yeah, then it's obviously worse, right? If I compare like one stream highlight video to like the Tom Breer video, I'm like, oh, it's not even a fucking comparison. But you know, if I compare my stream videos to like themselves or other stream highlight or other stream videos, then I'm like, oh, they're not that fucking bad. I feel like I did a good job, and like I feel like my streams were entertaining. But then I always ran into this fucking problem where like, I know I'm wrong. I've got to be wrong because my view count pretty much since a fucking year ago, since I didn't want to stream Minecraft, has been like 15 viewers and it never really raised. But I always had an extremely active chat. Almost every single person in there just liked to talk a lot. I felt like I was good at keeping the chat moving and constantly having something to talk about. Like take a small idea and turn it into like 30 minutes of fucking content. Whether it's just something talking about rambling. Obviously, I can fucking rant well. That's a skill of mine at this point. And and I'm like, God, like it became hard because it's like, oh, maybe, you know, life can just be weird sometimes. And maybe as much as I'm loving this thing and as much as I can see improvement in it, maybe I'm just, maybe I'm just not cut out for it. And that's kind of always what streaming felt like. It's like I am for sure, if I make documentaries type, I'm extremely confident it can lead to success. But if I look at something like streaming, it's like I want it to be successful, but it doesn't. And it's weird. It's weird to kind of figure that stuff out because there's no fucking correct option. And it's almost always something that with hindsight, you'll be like, fuck. Like, I feel like no matter which decision I'll make, I'll always maybe think the grass would be greener on the other side. Like, if I do make documentary style shit, then it's like, fuck, what if the streams would have done well? Especially because I want to do something and I want to stick to it for a long time. And so it's a double-edged sword because I like streaming more, but if I get burnt out on streaming, fuck. Getting burnt out on streaming is bad. You don't stream for a week or two and you're fucked. But documentary, but I feel like I'll get burnt out more when I do documentaries. But if I get burnt out of a documentary, it doesn't really fucking matter. If I'm making shit like the Tom Breer video, then like I could not upload for a month and no one really gives a shit. But the reason people care now is because I was doing pretty much uploads every 2 or 3 days. And then if I don't upload for a month after that, people are like, oh, he's dead. He died. I don't know, may offed himself. Fucking. So yeah. I don't even know if I'm gonna fucking edit this video. I really don't. I don't even know if I can be fucked. I like editing. I do. But God, I don't know. This is almost like a stream. I feel like it would, if I edit it, I feel like if I edit this video, I'm gonna realize that it's fucking garbage. That I'm just not gonna upload it. So I'm gonna skip the editing part. I've already got the editing scratch out of my system. I keep making shitty memes to send to friends. So I'm just gonna fucking run it. Just gonna upload the raw fucking MKV file or whatever, M4V, whatever the fuck it is. I'm just gonna run it raw. Fuck it. Peace. I love you gamers. Mwah.